I've got an important question to ask you now, which is, do you know your magic number? So what is your magic number? It's a really enigmatic phrase, but it actually has a great deal of importance to your financial well-being. Understanding and calculating this number can significantly impact on your financial well-being, and it'll help you to achieve your goals. In this lecture, we're going to explore the definition of the magic number, the steps required to calculate it, which are only 3, and how it can positively or negatively affect your financial situation. We'll also discuss practical strategies to improve your magic number by reducing expenses and increasing income. So, what is your magic number? Well, it's very simply, it's your income minus your expenses calculated on a monthly basis. And this number provides a very clear picture of your financial standing, acting as a foundation for your effective financial planning. Essentially, it's your monthly profit and loss account. Are you in positive territory at the end of the month in terms of your income minus expenses, or are you in negative territory? So how do you calculate your magic number? And let's look at it step by step. First of all, you have to understand what your total monthly income comes to. Now, you have to identify all sources of income, including salary, any freelance work, any investments. And it's also very important that you consider your net income after taxes and deductions. So you have to put aside any tax costs that you're going to incur in the future and only focus on your net income. So then you have to look at your monthly expenses. Now, here are some common expenses: rent and mortgage payments, utilities, transportation costs, grocery and dining expenses, health insurance, medical expenses, debt repayments, entertainment and leisure activities, subscriptions and membership. Now, on the next 2 slides, which I'll show you briefly, but you can stop the video or you can download it, I'm going to show you a much more detailed list, because I think it is very important that you itemize all your monthly expenses under some sort of heading. So here's a much more detailed list. And again, I'm not going to run through and read all these to you. Pause the video if you want to, and you can read them. Or as I say, if you're watching this on one of my course platforms, you can download it from the whole slide deck as a PDF from the resources area. And then those are the second set of detailed expenses. And hopefully that'll give you a very good starting point for being able to itemize and categorize all your expenses. Then step 3, to calculate your magic number, it's the very straightforward process of subtracting your total expenses from your total income. But let's look at an example. Step 1, understanding monthly income. John's, that's my name as well, but let's use John as the example. He has monthly income after taxes and deductions of $4,500. We've got to look, however, at his monthly expenses. Well, he has rent of $1,200. Utilities come to $200, transportation $400, food and groceries $300, health insurance and medical $250, debt repayments $500, entertainment and leisure $200, subscriptions and memberships $100, personal care $100, miscellaneous and gifts $150, total expenses $3,300. So in step 3, we determine the magic number. John's monthly income of $4,500 less his monthly expenses of $3,300 gives him a magic number of $1,200. He's very healthily in the black. So a positive result means you're in a healthy financial situation, your income exceeds your expenses. And the simple action here to take is to maintain good financial habits. But what it also means is you can start to apply that surplus to your investments, to your wealth building, maybe even to your pension payments, whatever you want to do to start getting that money working for you and compounding moving forward. Now, if the number is negative, if your magic number is negative, it means you're in a position that's less attractive, some financial strain, your expenses exceed income, and that's clearly not a sustainable situation. It's therefore important that you address this in the very short future, but at least you're now aware that that is the situation, and you're not just walking blindly into endless amounts of debt without realizing it. So John's magic number is positive, indicating that his income exceeds expenses. having a positive magic number, he has a surplus of $1,200 a month. Now, John can allocate this surplus towards savings, investments, or indeed paying off debts. That's the sort of thing you should be thinking about. He could consider increasing his savings contributions or putting the surplus into a retirement fund for long-term financial security. He might also use the surplus to tackle higher interest debts to reduce his overall debt burden. But you see, he's now in a position to make these judgments because he knows what his surplus is. Now, by knowing his magic number, it means he can track his financial health and make informed decisions, and that's what you're trying to achieve. It provides a clear picture of his financial standing, allowing him to adjust his budget, set financial goals, and plan for the future. If his magic number was negative, it would indicate a deficit, highlighting the need to analyze expenses and find ways to reduce them or to increase his income. So, to improve your magic number, first and foremost, you need to eliminate or reduce expenses. Now, there are some things, maybe things like subscriptions, which you can do away with, completely for some things. You go back and check all your subscriptions and see if you're actually paying in for things which you're not using. But you can also work harder at reducing your expenses. Maybe not having that extra coffee from the coffee shop every morning at 11 o'clock, or finding ways to have maybe a less expensive flat, or to have a less expensive car, things like that, which you can look through all your detailed expenses and think, how can I make that number better for myself? That's why the detailed categorization of your expenses is so very important. And of course, you can increase income. Now, I'm a great believer in having multiple sources of income, if at all possible. Of course, the primary one of those might well be a job, but you can do so many things, particularly online, with side hustles, and that's something you should definitely be thinking about in the long term, to see how you can generate multiple sources of income, and they can then contribute towards your magic number being positive, which then allows you to invest and start to create wealth. So the magic number provides a clear understanding of your financial position. It enables effective planning and goal setting, and it helps you identify areas for improvement and financial growth. It empowers you to make informed decisions and take control of your finances. If you only calculate one number a month, this should be it. And then you can focus on how you can move forward to grow your wealth. So I say again, do you know your magic number? And if you don't, it's definitely something you should pay attention to. And frankly, once you've set up the expenses sheet particularly, that's very easy to update every month. And therefore the calculation of your magic number becomes a natural and very easy thing for you to do once a month. And then you can move forward with your wealth creation.